Welcome to Paperback Perspectives, a podcast about books, where your hosts, Ryne, Kaylin, and Annette, give you their perspectives on all things reading. Cozy up in your favorite book nook and let's dive in.
Gulp. What up, pimps? Is that how we should start it?
No. Hello, everyone.
Welcome back. Chapter 17. Mom, you can talk. It's a podcast. It's okay.
That's what we're supposed to do.
It wasn't my turn. I guess it was my turn. Welcome back, everybody, to Paperback Perspective.
Chapter 17 with...
That's amazing, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Lauren!
Oh, I'm like, am I supposed to say it? Lauren!
Hello.
My wife.
Welcome, Lauren.
Lauren Dolleslager is here.
You might have heard us thank her in the end credits when we say the person responsible for all the things that keep us going is Lauren. But now Lauren's here at the table, so...
Yeah, I've been here for almost every single one. You just can't see me.
So when things fall apart, it's because Lauren's not here to fix them in the background. So you'll have to bear with us this time because we got her here. Woohoo! At the table.
Aw, yeah.
You're very excited. And she has a non-reader's perspective, so it'll be something different, I think, too.
Well, I would like to say that the last time we had a non-reader's perspective, he kind of turned into a bit of a reader.
Because we had a follow-up episode with lots of books. You weren't here for that one.
I know.
This is John, by the way, if you're not referencing our...
My dad.
Following our reference?
Yeah. Did I say you're not referencing our follow?
Something like that. All right.
We're on it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. No pressure, though, Lauren.
No pressure.
Value your perspective from a non-reader
But only if
point
you
of
become
view.
a reader.
All right.
Who wants to give life updates? I vote Mom.
Okay. Well, the summer of good enough continues, and it's been fantastic. I have had no pressure.
That
this
sounds
summer.
better than good enough.
No kidding.
You know, it's because I haven't put pressure on myself that things have to be done a certain way, or I have to do these 5,000 things on this list. I've just gone day by day, and whatever happens, happens. But it's coming rapidly to a close. So by the time we are back at our next podcast, I'm probably back in school. Or close. But that's
Hooray!
okay. I'll be ready. I'll be ready when that time comes because the brain's starting to think about it a little bit and roll some stuff around, and it'll be
When
fun.
you're going to bed at night, are you like, ooh, that's a good idea I could do? Or are you not quite there yet?
No, because I haven't thought specific lesson things. That's usually when I invent some made up activity that we're going to do the next day.
Okay. I like it.
You know, things on Pinterest catching my eye or stuff like that.
Nice. What have you done in the summer good enough?
Okay, well, the last couple weeks since we were here, we did a impromptu trip to the cities to watch the Twins and Cubs when the Twins were still a major league team. And
which the cities is Minneapolis, if you're not from our area.
If you're not a Twins fan, you might not understand the angst.
For the nuclear bomb of crap. That
we don't need Ryne to spend a whole hour ranting
on
on that. We'll move on. We went to a Twins and Cubs game, and we had a great time. And then
you should tell the story of why you went there impromptuly.
Well, I came home from the last... On a whim. I came home from the last podcast, and John had just gotten done watching the Cubs game, and he said to me when I came in, he's like, "Oh, this team is so much fun this year. I really wish we had a chance to see them in person." And then he had just finished saying that, and the announcer said, "Looking ahead to our next series when the Cubs travel to Minnesota to play the Twins." And we looked at each other and went, "Okay, let's do it." So we did a quick trip down and had fun at the game and came back and then packed up, and Kaylin and I met friends for a girls' weekend at the lake and had a fantastic time there. Hiked and, well, not really hiking, walked. Pickleball, relaxing in the porch, enjoying beautiful days. So had a great time.
Yummy food.
That sounds better than good enough.
I know. No, I'm not saying the summer's been good enough. I've been allowing myself to not be a perfectionist and make things.
It has to be a perfect summer.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go into it with that expectation and you're like, I have to do all the things and I have to make it all perfect. And I have no expectations on myself.
You were going in with this Phineas and Ferb summer idea at first, but we can't all have Phineas and Ferb summer ideas.
So I let myself just enjoy the days as they come, and it's been the most relaxing summer ever.
Nice.
My other highlight, we meet my brother and his father-in-law Fridays somewhere and play golf, and that's been so much fun. We found there are really cool golf courses all around North Dakota that nobody knows about that are just little municipal courses that are fantastic and so much fun.
What's your favorite hidden gem?
Harvey, North Dakota has a phenomenal golf course. I also really like New Rockford's. Kaylin's been to that one.
I have.
Almost died via tornado.
Oh, yeah. There was a tornado warning at the time.
Oh.
And also lightning, which doesn't go well with golf.
No. I was like,
We weren't golfing actively during this time.
that's a good plan.
We went to the cafe, which was also
Cowards.
Yeah.
good.
Speaking of cafes, another hidden gem. Fantastic. If you go to Maddock, North Dakota,
I knew this was
they
going
have
there.
a super cool golf course with sand greens, which isn't what it sounds like.
Where
They're
is
like,
Maddock, North Dakota?
it's over there.
All right.
It's
Hope, right?
southwest of Devil's Lake. You go through.
yeah.
Not very far from Minnewacan.
Sam and I have a
If
lot of
you
work
remember,
in Devil's Lake.
you played football in Maddock once, Ryne. That was when we were on our way there. We remembered it was Benson County is one of the schools, one of the places they play is in Maddock. Anyway, because we got there and we were like, wait, we've been here before. We've driven on this road before. Anyway, it had to do with frogs is why we remembered, but that's a story for another day. The frog road.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, we can tell that story
You had to
another
be
day.
there.
You did. Do you want me to tell it? Or?
Did you finish the cafe?
No, but the other cool thing about Maddock is after you're done
Welcome to ADHD, the podcast.
times 3, thanks to me. They have remodeled, and opened up what was the Maddock Opera House, and it has a performance area upstairs, and then the downstairs is this amazingly cool building that's a restaurant, a coffee shop, the library.
Opera House in North Dakota?
Yeah, that was a thing.
How big is
100 years
Maddock?
ago. Well, it's not an opera house now. Now it's
No,
just
but like
used
the
for,
town, like
well, at the moment, I don't know, 200 people, 300 people.
Really?
Mr. Researcher.
I'm gonna go 350 people.
Ooh,
Jamie,
let's
can you look that up?
fact check.
Yeah, I totally
What'd you say your guess was?
350.
I'm gonna say
2.
317.
52. I'm going to say 401.
You fool.
Lauren,
I was going to say 425.
386.
Boom! I think I got that one
I don't know
right.
who was
Very
closest.
nice.
Crazy.
I don't remember what anyone else said.
Wow.
I think it
I
was
won.
you. Good job.
I
good
just,
job.
I knew I won.
No, Price is Right rules. You went over. It doesn't count.
Anyone
Is that how it goes?
that has wants an outing for a day, go there to the coffee shop / restaurant. It was a great
Cool.
burger. We all know I like a good burger.
You do love a good burger.
All right. Enough about me.
Kaylin, go.
All right. Well, I mean, some of the things were with you guys, so they'll be covered when you guys talk. But lake trip, she touched on it. Girls trip, awesome. Sam texts me every day and is like, "What are you guys planning on doing today?" And I'm like, nothing. And it's the best. Lots of reading time.
Reading in the screen porch.
There was one point where all 3 of them went to go nap or do something, and I was alone in the screen porch, and it was a rumbling thunder in the background with the beautiful rain hitting the trees, and I was just like, this is it.
That's
right
the
here.
life.
Yep.
When we had work up in Walhalla at Frostfire Resort up there, and the first day that we were there, it was just the perfect mist, just the lightest rain, rumbling thunder throughout the whole thing, and you're just in the middle of the wilderness, and the rain was hitting the leaves on the trees, and we weren't getting wet, so we didn't have to worry about it. And I was just,
It rules.
it's a good life up there.
I love me some rain.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
I
up there.
posed Sam the question when we were up there. I was like, how long could you just disappear from society and be fine? And then when I was up there, my answer was forever. I could live up here forever and be perfectly content.
Do I have to spear my own animals? Because then I'm going to
No.
run into a barrier.
This is a deeper conversation that my ADHD mind can get into, but
Amazon still delivers, but you're in the wilderness.
well, you have food for 7 days, but there's a farm out there that has food provided for you and stuff, and
Okay.
Oh,
all that
then
stuff. And,
we're
and I
golden.
did say you get unlimited amount of one media
Coffee.
resource.
Oh. I wanted coffee.
We could get a coffee bean.
We could open a
producer or whatever.
There's probably one up there. There's probably
Probably
a
is.
one in there.
But I was like,
Anyway.
you can get infinite
We're doing,
books,
North
infinite
Dakota
TV,
tour talk
infinite
today.
YouTube.
We should be, the tourism council should sponsor us today.
Oh,
I'm
if
also
you
going to
go
talk
all
about
over.
a different spot in
Okay.
North Dakota.
Keep going. We'll
Which-
stop interrupting.
Oh no, that's okay. I think that's the point of the podcast.
Us interrupting each other.
Pretty much, yeah. Okay, so then Sam and I went to the cities, separate trip, different one. We went with Ryne and Lauren. Before we kind of met up at our hotel, Sam and I went to the 3M Open, which is a PGA Tour golf event, which I believe marks us as officially boring adults. Anytime I tell people told people I was going to the 3M Open and I explained what it was, they were like, "Oh."
Do you get weird
Very underwhelmed. And I'm like, I'm so excited.
Do you get weird reactions when you tell people you watch golf?
I
'Cause
do.
I have a
Yes.
colleague that
Yeah.
was like, "Can you actually name like if right now are you talking about names of professional golfers?" So in the car one day when we had time to kill, we came up with as many as we could. But I told you, and you crushed what we had.
Sam and I came up with 120 golfers just
That's
off the top of
insane.
our head.
And since then, do you like watch golf and hear a name and go, "Oh, how did we forget Luke Clanton?" Oh,
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah.
Nope.
So anyways, we went to the 3M Open. It was hot, but not as hot as last year. So it was like could be worse. We pretty much always had 2 drinks in both of our hands that were non-alcoholic. I don't know how people drink alcohol when it's hot because all I wanted was water and
You
Gatorade.
were double fisting waters.
Yep, and a Gatorade every now and then to get that electrolytes back. So, but it was super fun. We got to see lots of like well-known golfers. We got to see Ricky Fowler, Max Homa,
Batia.
Batia.
Did you see someone card an eagle?
We did. We saw
A leading question.
Adam
Adam
Scott. Our first hole that we got there, went on hole 1, saw them tee off, followed him. First hole, first golfer, made an eagle out of the bunker. It was pretty cool.
Out of the bunker.
Out of the bunker. It's pretty
A
cool.
bunker.
Now we'll move on from boring golf talk, but it was super fun.
I know some people that listen to this who also follow golf, so we're okay.
Okay.
I'm just jealous that you got to see Luke Clanton, who is like
We
my
also got to
favorite
see Luke Clanton.
golfer. He's up and coming. He's gonna be awesome.
Not just up and coming. He's
He
He's here.
is here. Yeah. No, it was very, very fun. I highly recommend it. It's honestly just, if you're going to go to a sporting event, like I feel like you get the most bang for your buck with a golfing event, because we left a little early because we were going to the Twins game later, but Sam and I were there from 8 till 3 and it was $75. Like, that's a lot of sports to watch.
Yeah.
And if you're going there and it's at the same place in Blaine, Minnesota, and you're shade seeking, go to hole 11 and 12 and you can just loop around and there's breeze and there's shade. We looped around 11 and 12 a lot.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyways, that was great. I'll let them tell you about the second half since they did it with us. And then I also, while I was at the lake trip, I got a book puzzle, like the Book Nook 3D puzzles. So I did one of those in the last time. I didn't bring it down. I can have Sam put a picture up of it. But it was really fun. It's in my recommendations, so I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But it was a really fun puzzle. Very intricate and cute and detailed. And then Sam and I just last weekend went to Fargo, another highlight of North Dakota. We went to Brewhalla and Drecker. I think we've talked about that before. Got some food, and we got some Duchessa gelato, which is a company that's the same as Cows & Co Creamery, which is from Carrington. And we had not had the gelato before, and it is so good. So creamy.
That was at Brewhalla?
But it's also Cows & Co is in Carrington.
Right, but you got it at
Yes.
Gotcha.
So if you're ever in Carrington, Fargo, or Grand Forks, they have it at Bernie's. You can support Cows & Co, which is in Carrington, North Dakota. And Fargo, we hung out with friends and it was a good time.
Nice. Ryne and Lauren.
I feel like I should let our guests talk about what we've done recently. You just want to talk about our cities trip?
Yeah, so after Sam and Kaylin were done at the...
After we showered.
Yeah.
Yeah. And after our
Little
mandatory
toasty.
trip to IKEA.
Yes.
Which we
yeah,
have to
we
You
drove up...
escaped. You got out.
We did.
You won the puzzle.
We even found meatballs.
Yeah, we drove up Saturday morning, and then we went to
Where did you leave your dog?
We left her.
We
with
got to
her
puppy
grandma and grandpa.
sit. We had Cora weekend. She was
And
so
you
good.
hated it.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
They told us
Rough.
that approximately 3 minutes after they dropped her off, you sent an update picture.
Well, because they were both so sad leaving. I wasn't sure you were going to be able to walk away.
I don't think we had made it to the interstate yet.
So they were
Yeah.
both like looking back, and it was like this pathetic little end scene from a sad movie because they were both like, "Goodbye, Cora."
It was our first time leaving her alone with someone else for a weekend.
So
I just
as
wanted to
they
make
were
sure she
leaving,
didn't
we were
ruin
like-
the
Totally
place.
fine.
As they were driving out, we're like, "Okay, we better send some pictures, or they're going to turn around and come back." So we did send one right away, and then a few others.
And she
throughout.
was fine, and she was cute.
Yeah, I was like, oh, good. She's like not just sitting at the door, like where they're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to Albertville for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
Yeah. And then once we got to the cities, we went to IKEA. We were on the hunt for this shoe organizer thing that we've been looking at for a while, but we wanted to wait till we got a house to get it. And then they were out of stock.
Dang
Said
it.
they
even
were.
though it said it was
Said they had them, and then I go to the spot where they're supposed to be, and it's one of those things where it has like 2 boxes. Then you're supposed to like open one and then assemble that, and then open the second box. They only had one of the 2 boxes.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, how does that
silly.
happen where there's an odd number of boxes? Like,
Somebody
you take one, you
screwed
take
up.
the other.
But we did
The
walk
thief.
out of there with a golden retriever stuffed animal for Cora. So that was cute. And she loved it.
And she likes it. Yes.
Cute.
But then we went to the hotel and we met Sam and Kaylin there. And then we went to the Twins game from there.
Which Sam got a blackout in Twingo. I feel like we need to
did.
mention that.
Did you get a prize?
He
Nope.
won. It's a thing where you like accumulate points as you go to Twins
Whoever
games
has
throughout
the
month.
most points by the end of the month wins a prize.
What did you guys get though? You went on a good giveaway.
Yeah, those 3 got Bailey Ober jerseys. They didn't have
Yeah.
my size.
They were
They had
really nice.
mediums and XLs. So I was like, I'll let someone else have it.
Because what was it? The City Connect
I
jerseys?
watched your dog for the whole weekend, and
I
you didn't
thought
snag
about-
one for me.
I thought about
know,
that
I
as I was leaving. I was like, I should have grabbed one for mom. But I was also like, in the back of my mind, I was like, there's going to be some kid or someone else that wants it more and needs it more.
Way to play the kid card and make me feel bad for being
Selfish.
kid didn't need it.
That's how I've been justifying it in my mind because I'm a bad son. Anyway,
Probably.
um,
I don't know.
the Twins were playing the Nationals, and the Nationals are not a great baseball team, and the Twins got destroyed, and then they dismantled their team, and I'm really sad.
but we,
But
just-
we
Sports are
had-
awful.
we're gonna move on from that.
But we got to see the team when they were still intact.
When they
And
had
we
a
had
team.
super nice seats that
Yes,
Sam and
we
Kaylin
did.
picked for us that were in the shade the whole entire time.
It was,
Well
it was my birthday
done.
gift, those seats, and the game was very fun.
and it
was
was
awesome.
6-3-6-2-1 6-1-2 6-1-2
Yeah.
Saturday.
So you get
Oh, yeah.
certain drinks are $6, and then like food and snacks are either $2 or $1.
Because that's the area code, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like you get
Like
$2
we're the
hot dogs.
701.
Yes.
So we got like $2 hot dogs. You get like $1 bag of chips or whatever. $2 like candy.
Nice.
Sam downed 2 hot dogs, leaned over to me and goes, I could eat 7 more.
Hey, we beat
Mind
you.
you, we've been
We
at
went-
the 3M all morning.
We went to Dollar Dog Night when we were there.
Tuesday
Tuesday nights are Dollar Dog
I
Night.
think we as a podcast should go to a Twins game. This is for Tom, and we do the 999 challenge.
Oh, God.
9
Oh,
hot dogs,
no.
9 beers, 9 innings. I think we can do that.
I told him there's Dollar Dog.
Oh,
I think we could do the
I don't know.
999.
I'm not. As a group, yes.
As a group.
Okay.
Oh, I
As a
could
group.
do that.
As a group, if there's 6 of us there.
Individually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't help with the beer.
I'll be in charge of
Same.
that. Darn.
I would. I'll throw myself in and do 1
Perfect.
or 2.
Sam and I will take the other 8. Well, if it's 9, you do 1. Math.
Yeah.
And then this last
think I could
weekend, we helped Nicole and Kevin move into their house. Our friends Nicole and
Ooh.
Kevin, and it's a very nice house. They have the little coulee like running behind their yard, and we got there, and there was ducks swimming in the water.
Aw.
It
Cute.
was very quiet, very cute neighborhood.
Good for them.
And
Would you like to give out their address?
Yes, and their social security number. And the pin to their credit card is
Everyone go wish them a happy housewarming.
the key to their garage is under. They have a fake rock. And then I dug up big rocks from my yard. Massive boulders on a whim because my ADHD told me. Some of them were huge. Stop
I saw them. The biggest one
Let
was
it be known for listeners that
about the
Mom
size
is
of a football was the biggest one I saw.
It was
Did you see the rest of them?
No, I'm saying that I saw.
There's one about half the size of my torso, and I do not have a small torso.
Good job. I did not see that boulder.
It was a big
That's
boulder.
a nice boulder.
And that's my life update. I dug up big rocks.
Nice.
And you cannot
Anything
lie.
else?
Just what we did on Sunday at the cities, but
Good one. Thanks.
Oh, also Sam and I had a tree branch fall on our house, but it's fine.
Cool.
leave it at that.
Total silence.
Should we get to the books?
Yeah. It really is fine though. Our house is fine. We might get insurance assistance with some things depending on what they appraise or whatever.
Nice.
What's the word? Evaluate. Okay.
Give you money for?
Yeah.
Well, I'll go first with books because I only have one book.
Oh, I was thinking I was slacking. Okay. That was mean.
We don't judge here.
Go ahead, Ryne. She didn't say anything. She didn't mean it.
Sam will edit that part out.
That's not what I meant.
I'll put a bleep over that.
Put on my sunglasses to hide my
That is
tears.
not what I meant.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought
Ryan, what book did you read?
It must have been awesome.
Well, this piece of shit over here only read one book.
Hey. Keep it
I'm
PG.
sorry.
I mark all of these as explicit.
Oh, phew.
I'm sorry.
Potty mouth crew.
My one book was
You should make up a second one that you read.
I'm in the middle of a 1,300 page book. Does that count? I read. Yeah, my bad. I read One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This by Omar El Akkad. Probably really mispronouncing that. So sorry to him. But it's a book about. It was published this year, 2025. And he's a journalist who is from Egypt and moved to Canada when he was, I want to say like 14 or 16, somewhere around there. And then moved to the U.S. after that and is just kind of documenting his experiences in the Middle East versus America and like kind of what he sees in like different communities and calling out hypocrisy. And he was really focusing on what's going on in Israel and Palestine right now and just the hypocrisy there. One of the ones that really stood out to me was I told a story of like when Americans like move to like a Middle Eastern country, they'll have like their own like gated communities where it's just Americans and they don't like interact with outside culture. Like it's very like closed off community. They have like everything that they need and that's like expected. That's the norm over there. Yeah.
What is the genre of this, did you say?
Nonfiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that
It's a
this wasn't
true
like
account. Yeah. It's like,
he was creating this scenario.
no, it's very
Got it.
real. And so it's like there's these gated communities in the Middle East and that's just like normal that they don't interact with outside world. But then when foreigners come to America and they stay within their own communities and don't interact with other people, they're like, oh, they don't want to try to assimilate. Like they don't want to be a part of our country. And it's like, but Americans are doing the exact same thing in other parts of the world. Why is that different? And it's, yeah. So
Sounds
that was
like it
one
gets
thing.
you thinking.
Yeah, and then he just talks about like the like forced starvation of like children that's going on in Gaza, and it's not a happy book. I'm just going to throw that one out there right now.
You don't often read those.
No, I don't really actually.
Nuclear
Now that I'm looking at it, but yeah, it was a very heavy book. Like it took me a while to read it. It's not a long book. I had a large print and it was only about 200 pages, but I could only read like one chapter at a time because like I just had to like, I would read it and then I'd have to like sit with it and reflect with the book. But I gave it a 5 out of 5.
Wow.
I think it's really, really well done. He writes really eloquently and intelligently. Like there's a lot of passages I had to go in and reread it like a couple of times to really like parse what he was saying. but just like the metaphors and the things that he was coming up with, and he would take a look at like specific aspects of like culture, like values, language, like those types of things, like make us, like make our culture, and like how that compares to different countries, and like what he's experienced and stuff. Phenomenal book. Tom recommended it to me. He listened to it and he said it was really good.
It sounds like a Tom book.
Very much a Tom book.
So can you say the title again?
One day, everyone will have always been against this.
And this meaning?
The genocide in Gaza.
Okay.
And just like what's going on there. And it was from a tweet that he said. I wish I had the book in front of me. I forgot it at home. But it's like, one day when the dust settles, there's no more politicians to blame. Like, there's no more like people to bury. People are going to look back on it and be like, oh, that was awful. Why did we let that happen? Like, who let that happen? And it's like, we did.
Yeah.
Like, we were just sitting here watching it. And
I have a tie-in to
20
that
years.
in one of the books that I read.
Ooh.
That theme comes up there too.
And so it's like, why, instead of just being like waiting 20 years and being like, that was horrible, who let that happen? Just being like, well, do something about it. You know?
A call to action.
Does he go into detail of what people can do about it who aren't there on the scene?
Good question.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Basically, just like make your voices heard. Don't just sit here quietly, silently, and just like reach out to representatives and senators if you can. Donate. Just spread the word about like what's happening. Be vocal. Be active. Like, you obviously don't have to fly to Israel and like change things there, but like,
Definitely not going to do that.
no, considering they'll arrest you and
Yep.
send you to prison.
That's what I'm saying. Not gonna do
So yeah, just like do what you can. I mean, whatever little thing you can do helps. I mean, we're out here in North Dakota, obviously like the exact opposite part of the world, but I don't know, every little thing matters. So
Okay.
I highly recommend the book. If you want it, I have it, the paper version. I think Libby might have it. If you're in North Dakota, maybe, ? I'm not sure. But that's my one book, Kaylin.
that. And I'm so proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Would you?
But okay, but if I read that book, I might only need to read. I might only read one book as well.
Yeah.
I agree.
And so I was reading this one concurrently with Onyx Storm. I had
it.
just finished this one after recording the previous podcast. And then I picked up another thick book.
Which is?
Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. I'm diving back into the Sanderson verse.
Got it.
Nice.
Who knows? I might not have a book finished by the next podcast.
I don't
We'll
okay.
see.
It's okay. Yeah. Do you want to share the little news drop that you sent to us? Speaking of Onyx Storm?
Apparently,
Supposedly.
according to Barnes & Noble, Goodreads, Amazon, Goodreads, the next book in the Fourth Wing
Empyrean series.
yes, thank you, in the Fourth Wing saga, is due to be released in November
30th.
And then in the other universe that we have delved into, in the Sarah J. Maas universe, what's the big announcement there?
She's
not writing
finished
any more
the
books.
first draft.
Of several books, though. It looked like according
We don't
to...
know.
We don't know. She did a little flash of...
It could have said ACOTAR 6 through 8, or it could have said ACOTAR 6-D.
So we
That's
don't know.
what-
are very much like the picture, the meme of the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia in front of the board with like the red string, and he's just like, these are my plans. This is all the things.
Do you know this?
I have no idea what you're talking about right
He's
now.
just like smoking a
Can you
cigarette.
pull it
He
up?
looks like he hasn't slept in weeks, and he's like,
Okay.
And it's like, you know, the police board where it's like all the string and suspects.
Yeah.
Like,
I do know about that because I watch a lot of...
here you go. Sam's
Mystery
pulling it
shows.
up.
Oh, I've seen that meme. Okay. Charlie Conspiracy.
Yep.
Yes.
that's us right now. Anyway, that's
All
my
right.
update.
I
Your
feel
turn.
like you should go since you have the segue.
Okay, I will do that. Do you want me to talk about that book? I have. This is gonna throw me off because it's reverse order of how I read
no,
them.
do how you want.
Well, okay, I'll try. All right. So I have actually. You don't understand how hard this is.
We do this for fun.
And we all have so much trouble talking, and then we are forced to talk here. Just kidding. We all talk a lot.
What?
I have actually read 6 books, but don't get mad at me for that. I've had the summertime, so.
Our podcast is books.
But I want to talk about, I'm going to mention 3, and then I'm going to talk about 3.
Can I share a fun fact that's not,
Please.
that's just random? We had to do a thing where we had to be like, okay, introduce yourself and say something interesting about yourself. And I was like, all right, what do I do? And I said, I do a podcast with my mom and my brother about books. And everyone was like, oh my. And I was like, yes.
That's a good fun fact.
And
That
they
is
were
a good fun fact.
like, what about books? And I'm like,
Whatever.
all the things.
Whatever
we
comes
have guests
up.
if we want. And yeah, so
Maybe we have new listeners
people
out there.
were interested.
Welcome.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
That is.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to mention 3, and then I'm going to talk in depth about 3.
Okay.
So 3 that I read that I'm not going to spend a lot of time on are I read Halloween Party by Agatha Christie, which is the book that Murder in Venice is based on. If you have followed, I just blanked his name. Branagh. What's his first name? That's in the Hercule Poirot.
Kenneth Branagh.
Yep. Movies, and it was Murder in Venice. Does not follow the book very much.
What percentage?
25?
Yeah, that's not close.
Way diversion. Like in the movie, they make it seem very
paranormal.
Yeah, and there's absolutely none of that in the book, which is not. When we watched it, I was like, that is not an Agatha thing to do, like paranormal, superstition. Like, no. And it wasn't in the book either, but still a good movie and in a good book. And then I read The Silver Eclipse by Christy Dixon, which is the series John's been reading. And it's a young adult book and kind of like a Percy Jackson kind of adventure series with some magic in it. That was an interesting one. We'll probably read more of that series. And then I listened to Elemental Thief by Rachel Morgan, which is another young adult series. And that was good. I'll find the second one of that one and listen to it. Then I have 3 I want to talk about more. I read this book, thanks to our friend Cindy, that nobody else in the world seems to have heard of when I talk about it. And it's one of my top 3 books all time. All time, top 3. Theo of Golden by Alan Levy or Levi.
I believe you need to say it again with how impactful this book
Theo of Golden.
And it is THEO.
Yep.
Because I told someone about this book and they were like, huh? Because like
So the name Theo, THEO, of Golden, and it's the story of an 86-year-old man who moves to this town, Golden, in Georgia.
Is his name Theo?
Yep. Yep. You have to read it. And it's just touching and beautiful. And if I read you the description, it sounds like a super boring book. You would read the description and be like, nah, that doesn't really sound like much happens in that book. It is phenomenal the way this author writes, and he just like touches you and your soul in a way that the whole idea of the story is the difference you make to others that you don't realize. The things you do and how it impacts others, and you have no idea that impact that you had. So, and there's a little intrigue involved, and the characters are fantastically written. So Theo moves to this town of Golden, and he goes to this little coffee shop. And in the coffee shop, there's sketches. I think there's 92 of them at the time he starts. Sketches of people that a local artist has done that are in the coffee shop. And Theo makes it his mission to gift those.
He buys all of them.
He buys them one at a time and then tracks down the person in the drawing and gifts it to them. And then the story that develops from that and the relationships that happen with people in this town are amazing. And I may have sobbed like
you actually held it together pretty well.
It kind of leads you to it all the way. You kind of know that, I mean, he's 86 years old, so you kind of have a feeling that this is an end of life project for him all the way through the story. So that part isn't even what gets you. It's the connections that he made and the impact on people that gets you at the end. So
We were at the lake when she finished this
and started it. I read the whole thing in those few days.
Yeah. And I knew things were happening. What number one sign was we went from reading to leaning forward in book, scoot to the end of the book, like end of the seat, like
Yeah.
leaning forward, watching the book. There was also a little of this going on.
The chin quiver.
No, not that. It was just the intense, like, okay,
Yeah.
there's big things happening. And then Karen
Our
comes
non-reader
over.
friend.
Yes, non-reader
Who does not
friend.
understand our reader brains.
There was moments where she made great fun of us because we had where you are, okay, so if you're watching, you can kind of watch what I'm doing here. You are reading the book, you can close, and you kind of go like,
You have your little
You
moment.
hold it to your heart
hold
and
it,
just kind of
you
like
close it, and
stare
it's
into
like,
space.
oh.
And you were reading a really sweet
I was.
story at the time. So you had a few of those
I
moments.
did. And so Karen liked to make fun of us for that. But anyways, Karen brings her a beverage or something like that. And she
Probably
goes,
a beverage, yes.
thank you. And I was like, oh no, nobody look over there. Like, give her the space.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where I think it happened a lot during Akatar, maybe, where I was sitting in bed reading and I'm just doing the.
Do you get like sweaty feet? Like,
I mean, I just live in that perpetual state all the time. But then Lauren just like looks at me and just goes, "Are you okay?"
Don't.
There's just a moment where she's just like, "Are you dying right now? Like, what is happening?"
no,
It's
but
like,
someone is.
it's like, you
And a
don't
part of
understand.
me is
Nesta's walking up the steps right now, and you don't understand what's about to happen.
live, Manon, live.
And so, yeah, it's a reader thing.
Liam.
What's your next book?
Okay. Anyway, in the past, my number one recommendation to people has been Go as a River by Shelley Reed. This might have topped that, and this might mean absolutely anybody would like this book. It's not a genre thing. It's not. So this is now my number one recommend to people.
Really?
I'm very excited to read it next.
I want to read it after you.
I hope you like it as much as I did. I'll feel bad if you don't. But you can be honest if you don't. Maybe it just hit me at a time I needed to hear that book.
It could be.
My second one was we talked about kind of challenging ourselves to read a book that pushed us a little bit. And when I was in a bookstore,
Which was my book.
I found this one on the banned books, and I honestly didn't know much about it other than I knew I'd seen the clips from the TV series, and it's The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. And honestly, in my mind, I thought this book was like a really old book that was written, in the
it's
classics.
not.
It was written, I wrote it down, in 1985.
Yeah.
In the near distant future is how she words it. And it's a modern setting.
Yep.
So the world of Gilead, which is what they live in, is what the United States has become, which is it's described in the book as it's a religion that's not based on religion, it's based on power. And in this world, the power belongs to the men, and women are... So the story is told, I'll get to that, but the story is told through Offred, or of Fred, who is a handmaid, meaning that she is a vessel for having babies. And that is her role in this society. And she has
no rights.
no rights, no freedoms, no anything. It's decided where she lives and who she's
kept as a slave.
assigned to.
Yeah.
Think cattle breeding. For those of us that are from here, we can kind of get that idea. And gosh, it is eerie and frightening and gives you like shivers reading it, because some of the lines, and I don't want to get really political, but there's parallels in there of how some legislation and some society, patriarchal world view has been developing, and it's very frightening, the story.
I have the book. I have not read it, but Lauren and I have watched the show, and there was a lot of times, especially in the early seasons.
Well, I read the first season is based on the book, and then it went off of the creator's
which
vision.
the rest of the show is very good as well. But the first season especially, there was times, because it was already out when we'd watched it.
Yeah, and we binged it, which was very difficult
What's
to do.
on?
Hulu. And so there was times where we'd have to we'd watch an episode, or even in the middle of an episode, we just have to pause it and just be like,
Get back to reality.
it's like, I need a minute.
Yeah.
And I just need to stop, because it is
And the book is really well written in a way that it does that too in the book too.
That's
you
the
know,
thing, like,
you have to kind of like set it down and look around it. Okay, this is reality, and oh my god.
Well, because there's some dystopian books that are like, oh, this is like so far out there, or whatever.
Right.
But there's this one where it's like, there's something in it that is just like,
the world is believable.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's closer than you would want to think, and so the TV show shows that really well, and so it's
Yeah.
I want to read and watch.
Yeah, I would like to watch
Yeah.
it now too. I really held off till I had read it.
you are gonna have a hard time watching it just because the visuals, I think, are they don't shy away of anything.
The book doesn't either. It's pretty powerful
yeah,
and it's pretty graphic.
I think there's something different between like reading it and then like seeing it
Yeah.
portrayed, because I think it is
I don't
pretty
know.
faithful to the book.
I visualize things a lot when I read.
Maybe that's
so
just
I don't
me
know.
then, 'cause
I'm
I have a
pretty
hard time
visual reader,
visualizing things. But anyway,
I feel like I get pulled in more to a book than to a TV show. Like, I think my brain that doesn't focus very well doesn't focus on TV shows in the same way it does on, or movies, the same way
Yeah.
it does on books. Because even if it's good and I like it, I don't get fully sucked into the story
Interesting.
like I do in a book.
Yeah.
But I will watch it and see. So that was
Now I'm
Pretty-
excited to read both of those
pretty powerful read.
for different
And-
reasons.
very.
Yeah. And then, to tie into what you were talking about, I read a historical fiction novel called The Huntress by Kate Quinn. And if you've listened to the podcast before and heard us talk about the Alice Network, which is
So
one of
good.
my other favorite books, she's the same author. And this one was as good as the Alice Network. It was a phenomenal story. So it comes from 3 different people's viewpoints at different points in time. Like, one of the characters...
Kind of like how the Alice
Yep,
Network is.
very
Okay.
similar. Yep. So one of the characters, Nina, is from Lake Baikal in Siberia, and she becomes part of this part. Blew my mind, and I've been reading about it and obsessed with it. She became part of the Russian army in World War II. They had many or multiple regiments of female pilots in their air force, and they were actively recruited and part of the war. They weren't in the back carrying stretchers. They were on the front doing bombing runs, and her unit did night bombing missions, and they were known as the Night Witches.
Ooh.
That's a good name.
Yeah, and that's not a spoiler.
Is that real?
Yes,
Like the Night Witches
is real.
Okay.
Yep. That
I
part
figured
is
the
over.
regiment is free, but I
the
didn't know the nick-
characters
are real.
it said are not based on any one person, but they're based on historical information about that time period, and there were people who did that. So it's not based on any one person, but it is based on the group that did that.
Got it.
The second group of characters, our second main character is someone named Ian, who in post-World War II is hunting Nazi war criminals. After everybody, the big names have kind of been tried, and he's not giving up. He's hunting people down, and it ties into exactly your book, Ryne, because they catch people, and there's this like, well, we had to do it because everybody else was doing it, and that whole concept of, well, yeah, now we know that it was wrong, but we didn't know what we were doing. We didn't know what the other person was doing, and we looked the other way. And that same idea that you talked about.
Yeah.
And then the third character is a girl in Boston in 1950 who, in post-World War II, she wants to be a photographer. And it's the story of her and her dad and her stepmom who comes into her life. And she has questions about her stepmother and her background.
I think I get where that's going.
Yeah, you kind of do right from the start
Yeah.
get where it's going.
Hitler.
She is not Hitler.
Oh, okay.
She is
Missed that one.
the Huntress.
Gasp.
Yeah, which isn't a spoiler. Like, you figure out
Yeah.
pretty fast
Yeah.
what's going on there. So, highly recommend that book. If you like
Nice.
historical fiction and you like that time period, it was so interesting. I've been deep diving into learning about these pilots and that area, and gosh, it's so interesting.
Nice.
Badass women that were amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We
And
love women.
Jordan, the main character in the Boston part of it too, is an amazing character. Like, she's got some great grit and independence and awesome characters in this book.
Nice.
All right, I
Kayla?
talked a long time about books. I'm sorry.
No, I feel like I can't live up to that. That's a really good book.
I had a really good run on books right here. You know how you go in stretches where you're like, I just can't find something good to read, and I've just been like, good book. I've been on a run here.
Well, do you have more than one book, or are you slacking?
I was writing them, and I was like, oh, geez, I feel like I didn't read that much. I've read 4.
Let's hear about them.
I had any of them as deep as...
No, that's what I mean. That's what I said. Like, if I read that book, I could probably only read one.
But you had a few fluffier ones in there. I know what you're reading right now, and I love that book.
Yes. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Patience.
So when I was at the lake, I also finished a book all the way through. So all 3 of us, except for our non-reader friend, finished a book while we were at the lake.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good.
Cindy almost finished 2.
She almost finished 2. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So the first one was Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. And again, Abby just
This was the...
Oh. She just does such a wonderful job of integrating real life issues and like legit like mental health current situations that aren't like pretty rainbow sunshine into a book that's like romantic and is like, oh, like so sweet. Like she does such a perfect job of like melding real life problems but not making them so dark and heavy that it's like you can't like you like are sad reading it, but like still is real, and then it just makes it feel so much sweeter and so much better,
accessible and relatable, but not like pitying.
Yeah, and not like daunting, like oh, this is gonna be a heartbreaker. Like it's just, she just does such a good job of like melding that.
Maybe she'd be a guest on our show. She lives in Minnesota.
She does.
What?
I think she's... You didn't know this?
No.
Yeah, I've said this.
Nadia's Cakes. That's also her company.
So in all of Abby Jimenez books, they are all set... They might not be in Minnesota. Most of them are. But if they're not in Minnesota, one of the characters will be from Minnesota, or they'll reference Minnesota. So part of that's fun because you'll be like... Ely. Oh, hey, I know Ely. Yeah. Or like so in this one, if you're from the area or have been to Minneapolis, you may know Chris Lindahl.
The signs every 10
Guaranteed cash offer.
So if you're not familiar, there are billboards all over Minneapolis.
Approximately every 4.3 feet.
Yes.
And as you get closer to the city, his arms get longer and longer.
And there's more Chris Lindahls. And it's a realtor real estate company. Anyways, so in the cities there are so many of these billboards and advertisements, and so in the most recent book, the one I just not most recent, but the one I just read, she kind of plays on that. So she actually reached out to Chris Lindahl and was like, hey, can I use you in this book? And he did agree, but to make it like
advertising.
Yeah, but to make it more
he likes advertising.
He's very good at it. Yes. He's good at it. To make it more like applicable to the story and to like make it more funny, like she changed the company the billboard was of, and it was Toilet King instead, but but anyways, she's like playing on that experience from Minneapolis. She'll also just reference some things like that in Minneapolis that are like certain lakes or places, or she always, every single book will reference Nadia Cakes, which is her Food Network award winning cake place.
Do you remember when you watched the show Cupcake Wars and she was on there? You were pretty little. Well, I mean, not little, but a lot younger when she was on there. That was pre her writing career, I think. And John and I went through the cities. I think we took a trip to take... I don't know. Anyway, and we stopped at Nadia's Cakes and brought you a cupcake.
Yes. It was a big deal.
It was a big deal. I actually remember that, yeah.
But now she makes like sets of cupcakes that are like based on the books, which is cute.
That is cute.
Yeah. And anyways, I just really, all of her books, she's an instant buy author. If she has a book, I buy it right away. If you follow her on
Instagram, she's hilarious.
She is. She has a really funny daughter too.
And dog.
Her daughter plays accordion and is like so super amazing at it. It's awesome.
Very interesting Instagram.
Yeah. She has 2 books releasing in 2026, which is exciting. Ooh. She normally does 1 a year, so she has 2 coming out in 2026. So yeah, really good read. Just a typical Abby that's just awesome. Then I read The Frozen River, which I touched on last time. That's by Ariel Lahone.
So good.
And so this is a fiction, but reading after the note from the author, she did a ton of research on the main female character, who is, do you remember her name, Mom?
She's a midwife.
She's a midwife, but she's a real person. The main character is a real person.
Totally blanking on her name right now. You keep talking, I'll look it up.
Okay.
Gary.
That's not it.
Okay.
But it's set in like New England when things are just like the legal system, legislation's kind of all getting set up. And so Martha Ballard. So Martha Ballard, she's a midwife in this town, and there's kind of mystery, kind of intrigue with it that Martha is kind of roped into this drama of a sexual assault that went on in the town. But obviously women are not taken very seriously at this time. Except for Martha, because she is badass.
You don't mess with
love
Martha.
Yeah. And the character depth and
her husband is also so amazing. The way it's written in the time of how women were treated and how he respected her and gave her autonomy. And
yes. We were on the way to the lake when I was reading this, and I was like, TikTok or Instagram's all about the book boyfriend, like, oh, he's so hot and like whatever. No. Ephraim is the book husband. Like, he is quintessential husband. Like, he just backs her up all the time. He taught her how to, their wedding night, not to like, there's no spoilers really, but instead of like taking her to bed, which there's more backstory on that, he teaches her how to read. Starts teaching her how to read.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he's awesome. And there's a lot of men in the story who are not awesome. And the time that it's set in, women are not given much respect or power or. Yeah. And it's just a very, very good book. I don't really have more to say. It's just
I think
read it.
anyone would like that book too.
I think
it's
so,
another one that like
just a great story.
You don't have to be like, well, I don't like this kind of book or that kind of book. It's just a story.
Yeah, with great character development.
I mean, I guess you'd say it's historical fiction, but it's such a good story.
Yeah.
It's a novel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really good. I did the audiobook for this, and the audiobook was really good.
Oh, they have good voices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then I read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. So I started this book physically, and then I wasn't getting very far. I wanted to start Onyx Storm, and then I found out on Audible it's for free with the Plus. So I started listening to it, and the audio is very good for this one. It's one guy, but he does a really good job because he has to be a ton of voices, because the premise of it is you wake up, chapter 1, you wake up and you're yelling someone's name, and you don't know who you are, where you are, what's happening, and you're just trying to figure things out. So you, the reader, and the main character are all just really confused, like don't know what's happening. And then you learn from the plague doctor that
does he have the mask?
He does have the mask and a big black coat, and it's a very good like picturesque, like you can really, really picture what the manor looks like at the Hardcastle estate. So anyways, this guy, he finds out he has 8 days to solve the murder of Evelyn Hardcastle, and he has 8 hosts to do it in, and he will spend a day in each of these hosts.
Oh, interesting.
So you get the same day lived over 8 times. So you're reading the same day, but it's from different perspectives. But it's also, he's changing the day each time a little bit.
Does he remember from day to day?
For those 8 days. If he does not solve the murder by the 8th day, you start back over. Oh. And you don't remember anything. So it's like a loop. And so we
we don't know how many times he's been trying to do this.
No idea how many times. And then there are 3 people.
He or she, I guess.
Yeah. three people here who are trapped in this loop, and they're all trying to like compete to find who can solve the murder first. And so then
How do people think of stories
I know.
like this? That's so amazing.
I know. And so he finds out like who the people are, and then there's twists, and it's really good actually. When I first finished it, I was like, got it. Who done it? And then the more I talked about it and kind of explained it, I was like, wow. That was so intricate, so detailed, and him like coordinating all those dates or like the times in those days. Like he was this guy at 8 a.m. and had to do something for this guy at 3 p.m. when he was that guy. Like it kind of blows your mind a little bit. So it was really, really good. I highly recommend it if you're like a whodunit type of person. So
I have the physical copy, Mom, if you want it.
yes,
I do.
Yeah, really good. I liked it a lot. Like I said, if you start it and you're like, what the heck is happening right now? That's normal. That's how you should feel, because the character and you have no idea what's happening, and you'll get it as you go.
Yeah.
Then I read The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. It's a
Get a lot of sevens in your reading.
I do.
Okay,
well, two. And it's just kind of a magical realism. So this girl lives in or woman lives in an apartment that is her aunt's. She got it after her aunt died. Trigger warning, there is some there's discussions of suicide in this book. And so she gets this apartment after her aunt dies, and her aunt, when she was a kid, told her like, heads up, this apartment is really magical, and the apartment will take you back 7 years to the date. And her aunt has 2 rules about the apartment: always take your shoes off when you come in, and never fall in love in this apartment. And you'll never guess what she does.
Takes her shoes off.
She also takes her shoes off. But it's kind of navigating the difficulties of falling in love 7 years ago and then meeting the person now, and that you like don't know each other right away, or like he knows what happened. It's another kind of like mind thing, like, ooh, interesting.
Would you recommend that one?
I would. It's very, very cute. And she does a very good job of writing, again, about like harder topics, but making it approachable. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and then I'm currently reading Onyx Storm, which I don't need to go into, by Rebecca Yarros. And then I'm also reading The Storied Life of A.J. Fikry by Gabriel Zevin. Yes. I'm reading that on audio because it's free on Audible as well. And it wasn't what I expected to start, but I'm not very far in. A.J. Fikry's a bit of a grumpy fella. But I believe that might develop. So
it's
so far I love the writing style.
It's just a true classic story.
Yeah, I really like the writing style so far. So
I loved that book. That's one of my top 10 books.
Yeah.
Well,
we had a lot of books, guys.
Yes.
So
Lauren has patiently waited.
Sorry, Lauren.
That's okay.
I tried to do my part, and I only read one book this time so we could get to our guest.
Sorry.
Now that you've been surrounded by all of these books as a non-reader, what's it been like being kind of just thrown into this family of voracious, wild readers, where one of our main things that we talk about all the time is just reading, as you a non-reader?
I do, like, since you guys have started this podcast, it is so fun hearing you talk about the books and just the stories of them and stuff. Sorry, I'll get closer. And just like hearing the different stories of the books and everything, because I feel like mostly in my mind when I think of books, I think of the books that you were like forced to read in school that were more like probably older stories, that
classics.
type of thing. Yeah. So I feel like I've appreciated reading more, like, from your guys' podcast. It makes me want to become a reader a little bit more.
Gives you a little perspective.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, I
So
think it's fun that you guys have an outlet to talk about it. Because then it's
So
like,
you
we
don't-
can't talk about it now. We gotta wait for the podcast.
Because we used to, when we were together,
yeah.
subject everybody to having to hear about our books, but now we try to save it for the podcast.
Now we just force them to listen to it through Spotify.
Yeah.
So you said that like it has made you want to become more of a reader, but there's been times where I'm like, because we have the book It Ends With Us, and you
Yeah.
like the movie,
Mhm.
and you like you like the movie, you like the idea, and there's been times where I'm like, I'm reading, like why don't you pick up the book and read too? And you're just like, I don't know. So like, is there anything that like deters you from like picking up a book and just like starting to read? Is it the idea? Is it like daunting? Like, what do you think?
I guess like the majority of my life when I have had to read, like for school and stuff, it's like work. You know, it's like hard to read a book for me because I struggled with like comprehension and stuff like that.
So then in your mind, you're like, why would I do that for fun and relaxing? Because that's not escaping for me. That's
Right.
working for me.
Yeah.
I get that.
And it's like in school, whenever I would have to read a book, obviously the timing factor of everything, I was like stressed out about that. And then I would have to reread sentences over and over again to like get it in my brain. And then like there were instances where I would like stay up late at night to finish the like chapters or whatever that we're supposed to read for that day, and I would repeat over and over, and I would feel so confident about what we read in those chapters and like what happened in them. And then I would get to school and I'd get called on or whatever, and I would feel so confident about my answer, and then it was like completely wrong, or like people would talk about things that I'm like, I did not read that at all.
That would be
so-
really frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I can kind of relate to that because I remember, especially in college English classes, people getting like the whole interpretation of books. and I'm a very literal. Yeah.
The violin of equated life.
And I'm like, oh, I
what?
just thought it was a violin. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm a very literal reader, so I get where you're coming. Like, I have felt that way too. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And so like a lot of times in high school, I was like the one that would like not read the book that you're supposed to and just like look
Spark
up the
notes.
spark notes and like stuff like that, because I just knew that I couldn't keep up with what we were assigned. And so I guess I just never really thought of reading for fun.
That makes sense.
So
Another thing, Sam, he doesn't like, he likes to not choose reading because there's so many other things he wants to do
yeah.
instead of reading. So he struggles with like, well, I don't want to pick up a book. I want to do
Why would
this.
I set aside
want
this
to do
time
this.
when I could
Yeah.
use this for video games or
Yeah.
projects or
And like
working
people
out
who
or-
are readers like already struggle sometimes to make the time for it, and it's like in life
For
you already
sure.
feel like you want to do so many things.
Yeah.
And like I would like to be a reader just for brain health and stuff like that. I did notice more in college, like with my elementary English classes and stuff like that. I realized that I have to read faster for my brain to actually comprehend this stuff.
You would
Where
like
before-
audiobooks.
Yeah, where before I thought I'm like, okay, I'm trying to focus on every single word and it's not
Oh.
clicking. And so then I would reread, and I think my brain just got bored of that.
That's really
You
interesting.
should try audiobooks with like, because you can increase speed on audiobooks and see if that would be a helpful
Yeah.
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah.
I guess.
But
my-
yeah, and
yeah.
I don't know, part of it is like probably just age, and because I did notice too, so like my sophomore year English class, I had a super hard English teacher. She was very old school, very very difficult, and I felt very...
Throw out her name. Let's throw some slander. No, I'm just kidding.
If you went to Red River, you literally know who I'm talking about. But it's like the people who are like so good at reading, like really good at English, stuff like that, they loved her. But then the people who struggled, like I would go into
she didn't
her
give you the
class
time of
after
day.
school. Well, she would, but it was like the first 6 weeks or whatever school is grammar, like really deep dive into grammar, and I just couldn't, it just didn't click for me. And so I'd go into her classroom like every day after school before cheer practice and try and learn it like one-on-one with her. And then like eventually like I had like so much anxiety going to that class every day. So then I just like stopped going like after school.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. It was just like a very non-approachable like thing. Like it felt like that's where I feel like there is that disconnect with readers where it's or like readers and non-readers is like where you have those experiences where you don't feel like reading is approachable. Where like I feel like we have that like I felt like I had English teachers you could approach and you could be like, hey, like
for sure.
I'm not getting, and then there's also like those teachers that it sucks, but just don't like they just don't
can't relate, like figure out how to relate to someone else
Yeah.
who doesn't learn the same way they do.
like, and I mean,
basically.
this is any like teacher, college professor, anything. Like
Yeah.
sometimes the smartest people in the world,
Can't
and
teach.
sometimes the like
Yeah.
they know everything about their subject, their area. But they're horrible at teaching because they don't know how to apply it. They don't know
Yeah.
how to teach it to somebody who doesn't just like, oh, I get it. Like this
Yeah.
makes like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't work if they
Yeah.
just are like, oh, I just got it. Like since I was 2, like, oh,
sure.
okay, great.
No.
Yeah, and so like long story short, I got like a D in that class. And for one of the scholarships that I wanted for college, I needed to have like a certain GPA or whatever, and that was the only class that I got like less than a B in.
Okay, let's drop her address because I'm about to go throw some hands.
And so I signed up for like it would have been my junior year, maybe going into my senior year summer. I did like an online sophomore class just to like cover up that grade or whatever. And with that class, like it was on my first online class ever. But that was in that class, I read like the first book that I felt like I actually enjoyed being assigned to.
What was it?
Like for
Yeah.
school.
Is it the one you had me look up?
The pressure of throwing up. What was it?
Sorry,
I'm like, I bet it's 100 years something.
Well, Ryan's looking that up. I had this thought, Lauren. You were like such a creative person. Like you're so good at like decorating and creating things like on the Cricut and like designing things. You have like your artistic, creative part of you is so amazing. And maybe that part, because your brain can do all that without needing somebody else to give you words for it. Maybe that's where we're readers, because our brain doesn't have that creating piece. And so we need someone else to create that for us through words, where you have that. Maybe that's why you don't. I'm not saying that right, but
I'm like
it's
a
not
very hands-on learner.
Yeah,
like
and,
that
but
type of
and you're
stuff, yeah.
so good at like seeing things and visualizing things.
You can
without
come up
a-
with things on your own. In
So
your
maybe
head.
you don't need someone to take like here, give me your hand. Let me show you word for word what this looks like.
Right. Or we do. So I'm wondering if that's a little bit different in who's a reader and who's not. Because in your brain, those things are happening and you have this like, beautiful
Like, yeah.
aura of things happening in your brain that people like me go, I don't know, tell me what it looked like.
Yeah.
Give me detailed directions and instructions.
So I just had that thought because John's also a very creative person and like very visualizing of things and coming up with
Like,
I'm
gonna make this woodworking
creating
project,
things, and you're
yeah.
the same way. And neither of you are big readers. Maybe that's because your world is
You struggle-
complete without it, where we
or-
struggle to have that.
Or you struggle with being put like basically like an author putting you into this box
Yeah, you're
of
like,
this
no,
is
I'm
this
going to
world.
create a better one.
Yeah.
And I feel like too, like in school, whenever like elementary school or whatever, when you're tested for the reading stuff, I was always like, oh yeah, this is where you're supposed to be, which like I feel like everybody else was ahead of me, you know?
Goddamn rocket
so I was probably
math.
on that cusp of like,
I'm with you.
you're not struggling enough to get like extra help outside of the classroom, but you're not where the rest of your peers are that aren't getting help. And because I remember too, like in 5th grade when they'd take you out in the hallway and you'd have to read one of those little books or whatever. And I read it and he's like, okay, what happened in the story? And I could not repeat a single thing.
Oh my gosh, that's high
Of, like,
pressure.
That is.
Yeah.
I did not have to do that.
I know. I'm like, whoa.
And I think in my brain too, I was like, okay, I need to like read fast and like, you
Yeah.
know, like show that
Pronounce
I'm
the
like
words
where I'm
perfectly.
supposed to be type of thing.
Yeah.
And then he like asked me like a comprehension and I'm like, oh shoot, I was
I
not
was so
prepared for
focusing
this.
on the words
Yeah.
and
Oh,
like
yeah.
saying the words right.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have told you ahead of time, like, hey, focus on what the
Yeah.
story's about.
But that's also part of like the test.
Ooh, this is
But
boo.
Because now you know, now that you've studied it, you know the ideas of teaching reading. It probably makes you analyze that too. Like,
yeah, and I guess like that was in 5th grade, so that's more so where you're like, you know how to read, but you know.
See, but okay,
more-
the thing with that to me that's super, super unbelievably flawed is that they're forcing you to read this thing that you have no stakes
Yeah.
in.
Get it, girl.
Like standardized
Get 'em.
test, like, oh yes, let me read this article about the genealogy of penguins.
Get 'em.
No, I don't care about that. Like, I'm not going to comprehend
Yeah.
this because this doesn't
Yeah.
matter to me at all. Like,
so why would I?
yeah, like
No part of
this
my brain is
stupid.
latching onto this.
Yeah, but if you ask me, okay, read this paragraph about this cute little person who moves to a town and falls in love with a little like cute shop owner, heck yeah, I'll comprehend the heck out of that.
Yeah.
yeah. So going back to the online class and the book that I read, it's called Having Our Say, the Delaney Sisters, the First 100 Years. So it were these 2 African-American sisters. I think
They're like huge, like civil rights activists too.
yeah. And so it was somebody interviewing them about their life and what they went through. Both of them, I think maybe one got married at some point, but they both like pretty much lived together the majority of their lives. And mind you, this is a memory from high school, so I can't fully remember. But yeah, it just talked about like everything that they went through, all like the civil rights stuff, like things like
wow.
that.
So it's like
And it was just really cool to hear
life
their perspective.
experience.
Yeah, because it's like they were 100 and something years old when they were getting interviewed, and so it was. Yeah, I don't know if I liked it because it was just more relatable, more like.
Yeah.
Was it
real
kind of in
life.
small chunks? Like they'd tell a little anecdote of like
Yeah, and
something
I think that
happened and-
also helped too, because like characters is another thing I have a hard time keeping track of, and so since it was like, oh, like maybe a brother and a mom, like okay, that's easy, but then like
there weren't all these side people.
yeah, and since
Which that
like
makes
the
sense.
stories switch so frequently, then that probably
And it was
helped,
like
too.
always them.
Yeah.
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 For sure.
And yeah, like I always liked hearing like stories that my grandma would tell about like her childhood and stuff like that, and so I feel like that probably related to
feel
that
like-
as well
You
too.
tied into
and-
that.
I feel like you might like a book like Theo of Golden or something like that, where it's like a old person's like life experiences, kind of like going back. Because that seems like kind of up your alley almost, or like something along those lines, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I feel like whenever I start a book, I can never finish it, and that's the thing. Is like even if I'm enjoying it, I'm not like, oh, I want to pick this up and continue reading to find out
You'd
what's
rather
going
do other
on.
things.
Yeah, like the
it ends with us.
yeah, with It Ends With Us. Like I started reading the first few pages and I'm like, okay, I just watched this movie. Like I already know what's happening.
See, I would
you
I would
know?
highly recommend not reading a book you've seen the movie.
Well,
like
and that's what we thought. I was like, maybe it'll be easier to get into because you've seen the movies.
Or,
Like,
like,
you know
easier
the
to comprehend
characters
everything
better.
and-
Here's
Yeah.
what I'm gonna say. You don't have to be a reader. Like,
Yeah.
No, but like she had mentioned, like you'd said before, like you want
Yeah.
to be a reader. Like you'd like to try reading a book.
I would just
Again,
like to
just, like,
not
try to get into it.
dislike reading.
gotcha.
You know,
Just
like
to
I don't
explore it.
I
you don't
want
want to
to
have a negative
with it.
connotation with
Yeah,
it.
like I would like to find joy with it. Like I've had a couple books that I've read like all the way through that I've enjoyed. Like in middle school, one that I read the majority of. I can't remember if I fully finished, but I think I got to like chapter 12 of 14, which is like insane for me. I usually would never get like halfway through. And it was 13 Reasons Why. And so that was always one that I would like pick up again for the like
silent reading. or
yeah,
whatever,
silent
yeah.
reading, and then I never finished it. But that was another one that was very like, oh, this is so interesting to like see this point of view of this person. And
You like, and this is for like the TV shows and stuff that you watch too. Is like you like real stories, like stories that
Realistic.
feel grounded, and
Memoir
real.
kind
Yeah.
of.
and that's like another book where it's like a bunch of little short stories into one. I've also heard
feel
like,
like-
when I've talked to other people, like one of my coworkers, she's like, oh yeah, like I'm not a reader, but I like reading like self-help book type of things.
Oh.
And so that's like another thing too. I'm like, oh, maybe if I read stuff where I feel like I'm like gonna benefit from like myself, like I don't know if I'd be interested in that, but
I think
Interesting.
if I was going to recommend just a book would be like Jeanette Wall's The Glass Castle, which I've recommended a lot on this podcast, but it's very similar. It's just a person's story. And it's very like just little snippets of like her growing up, and like it's kind of traumatic, sort of. Like it's not traumatic, but it's like her life is not great. But yeah, it's just like little snippets of like, okay, we're going on a road trip, and like it tells the story of the road trip, and then you can stop reading and then pick it back up, and then it's a new story of like
What happened on the next adventure?
yeah, exactly.
Like
So maybe like
episodes
more
almost.
like books kind of like that, where it's just like someone telling what's happening.
yeah.
I have a total flip the conversation question.
Yeah.
So you've got, you have with your background in college and elementary things. Are there
Elementary
kids?
education.
Thank you. What is that word?
Elementary
Education.
things.
Okay, I was trying to word the question and I had to get the pre part out of there. Are there kids books that really caught your attention, and like, do you enjoy that kind of reading?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I love reading books to kids. Like something I was telling Ryne earlier, something that I learned from like collecting books for like children's books and stuff like that is like when we have kids, I really want to incorporate like diverse books with like different cultures and stuff like that. 'Cause that is something they're really trying to have in the classroom more. And I think it'd be really good to have our kids read those before they get to school, so then they're more inclined to like
Just
grab
exposed to
those
them.
in
I
the
think that's-
classroom. And
But
Yeah, I
also,
love
like
that.
here in North Dakota, like we're not exposed to a ton of different cultures.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
lucky.
Around
The
here,
city
so-
we live in, we do have
We do,
opportunities
yeah,
to
and
learn
that's-
a lot about a lot
and
of
that's
cultures,
awesome. But like, just
overall, compared to many places,
right, exactly. So
yeah, like one of the books, I think it's called Hair Love. And it like just is a relatable book to a lot of African American girls who have different hair than a lot of other people. And like, I feel like that'd be so good to educate our kids on,
And read
where
about.
it's like,
for sure,
you know,
just like not everyone's life is the exact same way as like our life.
yeah.
And just like make sure you're aware of differences,
Yeah.
and like it's not like a bad thing. It's just like people are different.
Different foods, different family traditions with different cultures and stuff
different
like that.
family makeup. You know, like
Yeah.
not everybody's family looks the same.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like that they just touch on in children's books, which is a great introduction for that type
And
of stuff.
such a natural
so.
way to do it where it's not like in your
Yeah.
face. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
look at all this fun story.
Right. Like they don't know that they're
Yeah.
learning about this. They're just reading a fun book. You know,
Yeah.
like
Maybe-
it's not any different
That
to
book
them.
you talked about made me think of Stephanie's Ponytail, though, and I love that book.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
I don't know
with
that
one.
book.
Stephanie's Ponytail?
I don't know
You don't know?
Stephanie's ponytail.
No, I must have read it.
We're all under 30.
No, this is a newer book. And
Oh, okay.
I think I read it to kids at school. I still read it
Oh,
to
I don't
kids
know
at
anything
school.
about that. No.
Okay. It's a fun book.
So for kind of on the same path as like kids down the road, is there anything, because like your mom's a reader, we had her on the podcast, and obviously she enjoys
That was an
reading.
awesome
Her mom,
episode.
by the
Shout
way,
out to
is Michelle Peralt.
Yes.
It could maybe not recognize that because it's different last name. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Because we're married.
Marriage.
So
Sorry, I had to.
love.
We're getting punchy. Okay. Wrap it up, Brian. Give us a good question and we'll wrap up.
So for like when we have kids down the
Whoa.
road, is there anything that like you want us to maybe approach differently than your childhood or like your experience growing up like
Don't
in
have
school?
that teacher.
Yeah.
Because
Boo.
yeah, we're not gonna have that teacher first of all. But like I think I've said this on the podcast before. I never liked reading in school, like the books that I was assigned. I didn't like feeling that I didn't like the fact that reading was a chore, like it was work.
Like I'll still
But-
say, even like as an adult, if I'm in a book club, I'm like,
Yeah,
these people
it's like,
are
I don't-
making me read this book, and it might
Yeah.
be one I love. Like I could totally love the book and be like,
And
"Ugh."
obviously, like we love reading, but it's like I want to just do this for me, for fun. So like, obviously, I powered through. I had a phase where I didn't read as much, but I mean, like, obviously, I'm a reader now again. But like, how? Like, is there anything you think we could do like differently than how you experienced it growing up to like make things better for like our kids or just like anyone else's kids? Do you think, from your perspective?
I guess I don't have a ton of memory of like I just remember like we would go to the library quite a bit and
Your mom brought books that you guys had read when you were young, and they
Yeah.
were like such good books. Like
Yeah,
she had
and
a really
I-
great variety that she brought.
Mhm.
I have like good memories of like children's books, like the Robert Munch books. I know that's ones that like my mom loves.
Yeah, she mentioned those.
Yeah, like those were always fun. And like I can't remember if those were during a time when my mom would read to me or if that was transitioning into the time when I would start to read. So I don't know if that's where the disconnect was, where it was like, oh my gosh, this is super hard to start reading now. Because that is something I noticed when I was doing a lot of field experience in classrooms. Specifically, I was in this kindergarten classroom and I was always there the same day, at the same time every day. And it was always during their reading time. And in kindergarten, they would have to like independently read. There would be a few books in their bin that were letter specified for their level that they were at for reading, and then there were a few books that they could just choose for fun, like the pigeon books or whatever, like
Don't let the
Pete
pigeon
the
drive
cat.
the bus.
yeah, like stuff like that, where kids were just like, oh, like I can't really read this, but they're fun to look at, you know, whatever. And depending on the kid that I was with and whatever, the kids that struggled more, they wanted me to read to them so bad. They're like, no, I want you to read. And
They
I'm
just
like,
want to
no,
know the
like,
story.
yeah, they're like, no, I can't read. I want you to read to me. And I'm like, well, I will help you. And so I feel like it's like all of a sudden you get to school and then you're just like forced to read when you feel like you don't know how to read. And obviously it depends on how much these kids read at home.
Yeah.
Obviously the ones that like the parents aren't reading to them every night or working on that, like they're obviously
just
going to struggle
different
more.
Levels of development.
Yeah.
What
For
you're ready
sure.
for. You
Yeah.
know, like readiness.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know if that's just maybe where the disconnect for me happened too,
Mhm.
but I don't have much memory of that.
like
So I don't know
because
for
of that, do you
sure.
think it would be helpful for like? I'm just thinking about like for us down the road, like
yeah.
starting our kids trying to read on their own earlier, or like doing like a little bit of both? Like, do you think that'd be helpful from like a, because you're not a teacher, but you have a background in elementary education.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, from that perspective, do you think that would be helpful, or is it more just like whatever works for that kid and you kind of have to adapt?
Well, you definitely have to adapt per kid just
Right.
for anything like that. But I think probably is just trying to keep it fun, like not putting the pressure on it, because I feel like they're going to feel enough of that pressure
All right,
with
bub.
school.
You got to read 3 books this week. Get
Yeah. Like, it's like if there is a night where after school they don't want to have to read at
Don't
night,
f-
it's
don't
like
force them
don't
to
force them. Obviously, the majority of the nights you want them to, but you know, if
Yeah.
they just want a break night, like,
Don't force them
Then,
to.
yeah. and yeah, I don't think, because I don't remember having any type of negative connotation toward reading at all, like as a child or
Really
anything
just
like
from
that.
school. That's
So
where it
yeah,
came
I
from.
feel like it was just like, it felt very defeating. So
Yeah.
Man, the public education system just really ruins us, doesn't it?
like, it was so interesting when you guys were talking about how you would like love the self like reading time or whatever in school. I'm like, I cannot relate at all.
Well, I think the difference there is I had books, because I read Star Wars books like
Yeah.
constantly. I had books that I loved, and I wasn't like, I had already found that like niche,
Yeah.
that genre that I didn't have to go searching for it, which that's daunting in and of itself, is to find a book. There's billions of them,
And you,
right?
and you both had some English teachers and upper elementary teachers that helped you do that. And
Right,
really,
yeah.
like, you didn't have that same experience of
Not at all.
Mm-mm.
of that. In fact, you talk highly of some of those teachers.
Definitely. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the English teachers I did have were just very like,
passive.
just like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. Like, I felt like English, especially in high school, it was so assigned. Like, all of these classes, like, because there was always 4 English teachers or whatever, like, we all
Shout out
have to
Emily
go by
Kulas.
the same schedule. We all have
She's
to
the
do the
coolest.
same book.
Yeah.
Like, we have to stick to the schedule.
I feel like you're unlocking a memory. I feel like there was books that I had to read in like, maybe not in high school, but like upper
Like
elementary.
Animal Farm and
Okay.
like
Hey,
like
don't
stuff
talk,
like that.
Don't talk crap about Animal Farm.
That's
That's
a
one of
good
the
one.
favorite books I had to read in high
That's
school.
one we actually didn't have to read, because
That's
that
a
was my
good
sophomore year, and we didn't do that one.
You read in the sophomore year?
Yeah,
That's a senior year book for us. Wow.
at least I thought it was sophomore, but
It's anyway.
It's good.
I remember reading books that I really didn't want to, and the way that we got through it is you were like, we're gonna read it together, and so like you would read a chapter, and like I'd like listen and take notes, and then like I would read a chapter, and then like we would just ping pong back and forth. So it wasn't like it wasn't just me, and obviously like we were very lucky and fortunate that you were able to do that with us, but like there were some of those books, if I had to sit down and read it, I don't know if I would have. I mean, there were some books in high school I will openly admit I did not read. I just spark notes them because I
And
was assigned
I think that-
for a class.
I don't think that's a big shocking.
I know, but,
thing
like-
for anyone to.
Like, I'm a reader, I enjoy reading. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like,
But doesn't
Yay,
mean you're
a
going to love
book.
every book.
yeah.
I think being a reader means like you enjoy reading, but yeah, it doesn't mean like
Okay.
give me any.
I was saying like that's
any
that
media.
helped me.
Like
with
if you
that.
assigned to me to read that book you read about nuclear war
Ugh.
or the bomb or something, remember that
Nuclear War Scenario,
book? That one you read a little while back?
great book,
If you assigned that to me, I
phenomenal.
would be
book.
searching for the spark notes really fast.
Boo.
So I get what you're saying. I
Do you-
mean, we all have our thing.
Do you want the spark notes? If the bomb blows
Kaboom.
up, we're dead.
Okay. Kind of
That-
figured that.
that honestly might be like a partial reason too, because I typically didn't overly get help with my homework because my mom was always helping Matt with his schoolwork every single night.
Mm-hmm.
And like academically, my dad didn't really feel like he could help me, you know? And so that could be part of it too, where
Yeah.
I just felt like I had to do it
Yeah,
on my
well,
own or whatever.
When we locked Kaylin in her padded room in the basement, my parents were able to help me. So
Yeah.
that's where I got my schooling
Throw
from.
Kaylin to the wolves.
It's all right. I'm better for it.
She threw her to the wolves. She
Raising
led,
independent children.
she
Yeah.
led the wolf pack.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I'm an alpha.
well,
I'm the Omega.
That means you're my
Anyway.
second.
We're tired.
And we have a big, long podcast here. We should probably
We do.
wrap it
It's
up.
an hour and a
We
half.
could always split it, too.
Dadgum, son. No.
Because we don't have an intro on this part 2 then.
Well, I mean, we always have the intro. That's
People
the one
are
he
just
puts
getting us hour and a half
Yeah.
unfiltered.
You can split us
We'll
up.
do recommendations next time. How about that?
Yeah, I don't have any. My recommendation is just my Substack.
I have one,
Yeah.
and I told said I would talk about it later,
Do it.
earlier.
Do it.
Okay.
What is
Kaylin has a recommendation, and then we'll wrap up.
It's from a brand called Row Life, Rolife. And it's the brand that I did my wooden 3D little book nook puzzle. And it was super duper duper fun. And they have like a ton of different like designs.
Are you going to do another one?
Yeah, if we go to the bookstore in Grand Rapids, which
Wildflower
Wildflower Books. I'm going to get another one because it was fantastic and fun and super awesome. And they make it very easy to do.
Cool.
No glue involved, which makes it a lot easier. I feel like there's secrets.
I know. Is there something we should know?
Ryan was just asking me if I had a recommendation, and I was saying the place that we went for breakfast in the cities.
Ooh.
It's called Keys
love-
Cafe.
In Roseville.
Yes,
Keys,
Roseville,
like
Mississippi.
Keys.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we all got biscuits and gravy.
All four of us ordered biscuits and gravy.
Not intentionally. That's just how it went.
Sam and I also got a caramel roll that was like that big.
She's
Yeah.
holding up her hands the size of her face.
But they
feel
have
like your
multiple of them in the
grandpapa would be
area.
proud of
Yeah.
you for your biscuits and gravy love right there.
He'd be proud of me for introducing Lauren to biscuits and gravy, which is one of her go-to breakfasts now.
You didn't know about biscuits and gravy?
Yeah, no, I had never really had it. So
There was one day, I don't remember where we were when you tried it.
Was it Perkins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had like it's basically biscuits and gravy with like a chicken strip in the middle. It's like,
but they have the sausage too.
Oh, the sausage.
Same face.
What have you done?
It was the sausage one.
No.
It was
Okay,
the
that was-
sausage
okay.
one. Because they have one
Now we're
that
on
has
board.
like the chicken strip, but there's also one with sausages. Anyway.
Don't get the chicken
I
strip.
got it. I got it, and Lauren tried it, and she was like, oh.
Yeah, because normally I would just get the pancakes with
Oh.
strawberries and whipped cream. So like this is a very nice salty alternative if I'm not feeling
I gotta
the
hype up
sugar.
myself for a minute. I make like the best biscuits and gravy
That you
ever.
still haven't
really
made
wanna
for me.
try.
And Sam, he rates like all restaurant biscuits and gravies to mine, and mine's still the best. So.
Kaylin, if I'm a really good podcast host and I read 2 books before next episode, can I have some biscuits and gravy?
You may. We could do a morning podcast, and I'll.
You can
Make
biscuits and gravy can be a separate.
Oh
brand.
yeah, I definitely can. Okay, you guys like. I describe biscuits and gravy as like my dog food. Like, you know, when you leave out a bowl of food for a dog and they'll just like eat and eat and eat and eat and eat until they get sick.
Yeah.
That's me with biscuits. I'll eat until I'm sick. Like, I need to be physically
Same.
cut off. Like, you can only have 4
Same.
biscuits.
I remember when we had this is totally off topic right now. We're rambling. We had the family reunion at our house years
Yeah,
and
with
years
all
and
the
years and years
cousins,
ago.
yeah.
And Howard made biscuits and gravy one morning for breakfast. Like, they had their camper out there.
Okay.
And he like made biscuits and gravy outside of his camper. I'm not joking. I probably had 10 biscuits with gravy on top of them.
There was a food belly going on.
My God, it was. And there was like the Pillsbury or whatever, like the melty, like peel apart biscuits.
The layers.
And then like something about this gravy and sausage was so good. It was probably like deer sausage or
Oh, I
something.
bet.
in it.
Probably.
I dream about that biscuits and gravy sometimes.
About biscuits and gravy for the last 10 minutes.
That's our recommendation. Biscuits and gravy.
Eat biscuits and gravy.
Yes.
Anyways, this has been Paperback Perspectives.
No, wait.
Kaylin has the socials.
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram at paperback_perspectives, on X or Twitter at paperback_pod, TikTok.
Never mind that one.
Paperback
still there.
pod. YouTube. Actually, I need to make sure that it is still there because sometimes they like deactivate your account if you don't have. Anyways, we'll check on that. YouTube, Paperback Perspectives, and if you want to get in contact with us, you can email us at paperbackperspectives@gmail.com. You should also check out Ryan's Substack called And Another Thing.
And another thing.
which he has a new, I think maybe 2 new posts since the last time you talked about it. So
Very well written.
I haven't read
Thank
the
you.
most recent one, but I've read the other
The
2.
most recent one is sports and why they matter, and I a little bit behind the curtain. I started writing it a while ago, and I just I hit a wall, and I didn't know how to finish it. And then the Minnesota Twins happened, and then I was just like, I know how to finish this now because it was. I say it in the article, the most depressing moment of my sports fandom ever.
At least they didn't get rid of Joe Ryan
and Byron Buxton. But it's just like, why do they matter? And I'm like, this is why they matter. And so I wrote about that.
Excellent.
nice.
All right.
Nice.
Well, thank you as to Lauren. Huge thank you for being brave and going behind the microphone. You're a natural. You were awesome.
Come back
I
anytime.
know. Thanks to Sam for keeping everything rolling and on track. And he puts a ton of work in to put in the graphics and get things ready to go for those publishing.
Like this graphic.
So Sam is amazing. So shout out to Sam.
And he's cute.
I do have one request. Can I hear the soundboard? Because normally you guys hit it, and I just hear all your reactions, but I can't actually hear what you hear.
Okay.
One through 4.
Well, you can play all of them.
2. Wow.
Yep.
Can we get an applause? We don't get that one very often. Sam doesn't think that we
I sounded
do a
like
good job.
static at first. I was like, nice.
This is the best one.
Yeah, you ready? And this has been Paperback Perspective. Join us next time
Thanks
for
for
chapter
listening.
18. Beep, bop, beep, bop, boom.
And we are out.
Until the next chapter.
Until the next chapter.
Until the next chapter.
This has been Paperback Perspectives.